One morning not long ago, I had gotten up really early because I had 2 papers to write and turn in and what felt like an overwhelming amount of reading to get done. When you're in seminary, it always feels like there's an overwhelming amount of reading to get done. Anyway, by late morning, I was feeling really exhausted and wasn't able to concentrate. Normally, I might have gone on a meditative walk or hike. These are spiritual practices that I find renewing. But on that morning, it was cold and damp out, and I just wasn't sure I felt up to it. So I decided I would take a short nap and see how I felt after that. I lit the fire, and then I got a blanket and laid down on the couch. And then the most amazing thing happened. One of our dogs jumped up on the couch with me, got under the covers and between my feet, turned around in circles and laid down. The other dog jumped up on the couch, got right beside me under the covers, turned around in circles and laid down. That wasn't what was amazing. Our dogs are completely spoiled and always expect to be with us if we lay down. What was incredible was that I was noticing how comforting and how great that felt. Now that was probably because we had just watched a documentary that talked about how humans and dogs have been co-evolving for thousands upon thousands, even tens of thousands of years perhaps. We've developed this remarkable sense to read each other, especially at the emotional level, and some scientists even think that humans may not have made the switch from hunting and gathering to farming and herding and ranching without our furry friends. Anyway, the documentary also talked about some research that shows that when humans and dogs interact, like taking a nap together, both species internally release a hormone called oxytocin that's associated with bonding and feelings of closeness and self-worth, and even can lower the heart rate and lower blood pressure. Strangely enough, knowing the science and history didn't make what I was experiencing less meaningful. In fact, it made it more spiritual. It was as if I had some connection with all those countless humans and dogs that co-evolved together for all those thousands of years, and with the humans and dogs that I hope will co-evolve together for an unknown number of years into the future. As I drifted off into a much needed oxytocin-induced rest, I wondered to myself, can napping with dogs really be a spiritual practice? You bet it can. And speaking of which, we gotta go.